in the early stage of the game. So if they want to go with that, if they want Arlet to not be in the gold lane and help to carry out, then pick a different marksman. You need to put someone with the carry to make that work, because otherwise then you can pick something else that maybe is a bit more flexible for the rest of the team and not just for the select few laners in the mid and jungle.
Yeah, maybe just babysit your gold laner and depend on the late damage, but I agree with you. We might have seen like other choices other than the Arlet and also some picks. But Team IMPERIO on stage right now, they seem so confident. They seem like, hey, we're gonna take this to be the first sweep in a series in the first day, and we will take that.
As they should, right? They're
As they
confident
should.
enough.
As they should.
As they should, because why not be confident after their previous
yeah.
game? You know?
Exactly.
That's my point. And that's exactly why they take the 1-1 first pick. So Guinevere is actually open. And that's what I'm saying. You know, IMPERIO is feeling great about the previous game. And on the response from KBG is Angela. I'm wondering again, do they actually want to test the waters here, pairing up the Angela with something that either they haven't done before or maybe they're a little uncomfortable with. But still, the fact that Guinevere is open, I'm not sure if they actually want to go that route.
How many times?
Irithel?
Irithel, maybe. Oh, you want to catch it even before it comes. Okay, maybe next time. Better luck next time.
Go on, Yasu.
So, I think that Angela can do any chores except cooking. That's what she says, like over the game. She keeps telling you, I can do anything, but I cannot do cooking. So far, I think that Poppy Poppy Boom, which is the sound she does when she uses her ultimate,
I see.
have been there since the beginning, I guess. It haven't like left us along the series so far, and then we are at match 2 now.
Wow.
IMPERIO team, they get that Guinevere. Why are you laughing, Naisu?
You didn't see the message?
What?
Your debut? About their debut? They held it up there, but go on. I'm sorry.
It's like
just,
show your reverse sweep.
Yeah, show your reverse sweep.
Support from the internet.
Your debut is pretty good. That's what they're saying.
Well, hopefully they can really deliver on the hopes of the fans right there. They let go of the Guinevere Terizla, so 2 very good initiation tools, and they have a 1-1. They can really follow it up. Earlier, I believe the IMPERIO banned away the Irithel because it's still a good matchup against the 1-1. Technically, you can never really pop the weakness point in the back. But no, the KBG, they're going for the carry again. Now with the Baxia Angela, though, there could be a lot more space given to this carry by the ganks, by the roams being done. And relatively for IMPERIO Esports, it's not bad, but it's just not as fast as the Baxia. So we'll see if this really plays out.
Well, I think that having that Guinevere is a force of nature. So IMPERIO team at their first phase of drafting, I think that I'm leaning so much toward them. In terms of classical drafts, because these are the picks that we see mostly on a winning team.
I think you need to follow up with Gwyn, especially if it's a jungle tank Gwyn. Because if you see how it's played, it's always engagements, and sometimes it's about the lockdown. It's about the Violet Requiem is holding someone in the spot for, let's say, a Beatrix double ulti combo, a Bennett's Rage or a Nibiru's Passion, or maybe even a Lilia. A lot of burst damage usually is paired up with the Guinevere, so they're gonna require something a bit more. But without the Lilia available right now, I do wonder what's gonna. Yeah, it's banned away. So I think KBG will have to find a different solution right here if they want to try and match the damage potential.
Well, they still won with the carry, right? But this time, yeah, they have these the Angela and the Baxia combination to work with. And interesting, right? The way that the coach from IMPERIO, El Viejo Max, by the way, sounds very familiar. But how do they want to round out the first 3 picks they have? 1-1 Terizla Guinevere is a great start. This is something we've seen many times now. 1-1's kind of interchangeable, but the fact that you have to deal with a lot of the CC potential just between the Terizla and Guinevere alone is something that KBG has to answer, right here. How do they round this draft out?
For me, KBG team so far, let's go for IMPERIO. IMPERIO can take that Valentina. They can get the best use out of this Angela's ultimate, which is, I think, the only point of strength so far for Team KBG, at least for me. Maybe you can disagree with me, Arashi, but I think that Angela is what KBG is building the draft around.
Well, before that though, here's that fun fact and an explanation. The Latam Mountain Shocker. during the MLBB Latam Super League South Season 3, Aurora recorded a 100% 7-game win rate with Yi Sun-shin. That's why they got that respect in. It's not something we see a lot, but if you can make it work, it works. And for now, for KBG, what can they make work? Because there's no solution for the 1-1. I thought actually that they're going to play it like a kite back style. But with the Yuzong, they're just committing for a full-on dive. But IMPERIO doesn't care. They go for the Novaria, giving them another target to really jump on.
Actually, KBG at this moment, what is missing now? Maybe a mage, maybe they can make Angela play as the mage, but I would actually recommend a mage because so far, Team KBG is doing really good in terms of drafting. So and also IMPERIO on the other side, they have a variety of good selections. If you are talking about the magical damage, the physical damage, the crowd control, and even like 1-1, she's already also a force of nature. So far, Minotaur, who else? A suppression hero maybe?
Well, it's an Edith, so it's a great choice technically against the Terizla. There's a lot of damage built in there with the passive, with the true damage. And there's a second life here. If you're gonna focus down on Edith, you gotta make sure you seal the deal, because otherwise the Primal Wrath will allow her to actually do a lot more damage back towards you. I thought that Minotaur would be in the consideration because of how divey, right? How close 1-1 needs to be. I thought crowd control can protect the carry as well, but turns out it's gonna be that Edith used as their main, their main tool right here for defensive purposes.
And as I told you, they might change the Angela and they might change her duties because she can do anything except cooking. She is now in the mid lane except for being at the roamer duty, or like on duty to do some rooming skills stuff. So right now, holding the strings for this game, the wild card at his second match is witnessing Team KBG going up against IMPERIO team, and so far this might go to a reverse sweep according to some of the fans, and according to the confidence, Team IMPERIO have this in the bag.
All right, we'll have to see how both teams can really execute their game plan as much as possible. You're seeing Tides being aggressive right here, but a level 1 Edith isn't that strong against the Choice particularly. Earthshatter does not land, forcing the flicker away. IMPERIO Esports already delivering on the early game aggression.
Based on the draft, I would actually, this is one of the points I've missed before we enter the game. Based on the draft, I think that KBG will, was that a steal? No, not a steal. So unfortunately, I wanted it to be a steal, to be honest, because I always love that shot.
Okay, Simba's gonna jump in, but again, it is a Guinevere. Aurora will get out just fine. But with that, Simba might actually want to go ahead and contest some of the jungle, and that looks like what KBG wants to do. Meanwhile, hopefully they're not overstepping this. There's the toss-up with the onward. Flicker from Marquino. They're still looking for the kill. First blood, though, from Veshin. LMU can't get the kill on Marquino, and now Steffi's still there. Simba's gonna fall. Can he get away? He's got some fancy footwork, and that was tough to see for KBG.
That was way too early for Keep Best Gaming to go in, man. They do have the Yuzong advantage, but the Terizla in the middle of a big fight can output an insane amount of damage as well. They were just a bit too eager. I feel like they really should not have gone all in there.
You know why? There's something called, and I learned this from a good friend of mine, it's called the BOS.
The BOS.
The Body of Smith.
Body of Smith.
Shout out to Leo. All right, back to the game.
You're going to explain what that means?
Yeah, you're gonna
the Body
just
of
leave
Smith,
it.
it's his passive. Sorry, it's Terizla's passive. I thought you guys were hanging with me.
Got you. Well, yes, the damage reduction on the Terizla, the lower your HP gets, that is what that can be abused by IMPERIO Esports. And now with them being behind the Turtle, might be taken by IMPERIO.
You're gonna have to go for it. Tides trying to set something up here. Turtle's still gonna be worked on. There it is. Simba gets the kill, but it's Aurora to get the Turtle. Tide's gonna fall, and now the attention on Steffe. Can't get away. Double kill for Simba as 3 fall for IMPERIO.
They tie everything, and now KBG are 3 to 3 in terms of kills, and they are back in terms of the gold. But there's something that you actually said, Arashi, earlier. I think that based on KBG's draft, they should play an aggressive early game.
An aggressive early game, but not before level 4. They
Maybe,
need
yeah.
this hard guard backshot combo to really abuse, but now look at this, engage.
Okay, still gonna be going for it. Tides
Oh.
gonna have to get out of there
Oh.
if he can.
Oh.
Primal Wrath gonna come through, still gonna be able to survive. And now
Oh.
What a timing from CEO, able to get the kill. IMPERIO down a member.
Man, out of nowhere, the Dragon arrives. 2-1 in the early game. That is what you want on the Youth song. Along with that, Simba, 2-1-2, doing a lot better than earlier. And this is what they need to do. They have to try and keep engaging, be aggressive, and maybe even use an Edith to bait again. But look at this counter.
Okay, can they actually get this? Penalty zone gonna be used, but the hard guard is there. So you're gonna be just fine. And now, do they still want to go for it? Godyank, the focus in the top side, should be just fine. And that's the focus right now. IMPERIO looking for anything.
We haven't seen Guinevere doing her magics just yet. We haven't seen that. She's a force of nature, as I told you in the draft. So where is Guinevere so far? Yeah, they did take a turtle and they won some fights where Guinevere participated in 3 out of 3. I know that maybe this will be your answer, Rashi, but Aurora so far haven't showed me why. What is the reason why Guinevere is gonna be the most banned hero?
I think the main idea for Guinevere in the jungle is good ganks, a healthy clear, and a good way to secure the turtle. Because on the hang on, Aurora.
Oh, Aurora gonna be in trouble once again.
Oh,
Does get out for now, but will not be able to come and contest this turtle. You're gonna be forced back as well. KBG gonna assert dominance for this turtle. Marquino won't be able to do anything, and Simba secures it. The focus of KBG wants some bodies. Hard guard going to be used. Marquino going to be the focus. Will he be able to get away? Under the turret he goes. A defensive penalty zone. Will survive for now. Still going to be going. There's the clapback. Simba falls.
Wow, I mean, they were trying to go aggressive, but at different times, man. I feel like right there, if City is going to come in with the Angela, go all in. The fact that he took a bit of a detour there kind of messed up the tempo a bit for his team. And that is something they have to avoid, man. But back to the point on the Guinevere, when you're using the Violet Requiem, you're actually immune to crowd control, I believe. So that means that you can secure the Retribution battle very, very reliably, unless Simba can do something about that.
Seeing that conceal being used by Team KBG, I thought they're actually going to use it to go into a team fight. But you actually raised a really good point when you said it took a little bit more time than it should just to follow up on that team fight around the top lane side. But we might see it continue here.
They're going to go for Steppy. Your hard guard going to be used as well. He falls. So right now, KBG focusing on the top side. They still want to push for the turret here. They already got the kill. They're trying to cut them off. Fashion trying to keep them at bay here. Trying to keep Yer protected. He should be able to get away. Going to go ahead and try to rely on keeping them at bay, but the turtle will fall here. Keep Best Gaming gets the first turret they needed of the game.
They have asked to take the first turret in top lane, and that's what they got. If Yer was staying there for a bit longer, I think it's gonna be. I don't know if I'm using that word in Arabic, a sandwich. Do you guys?
A sandwich?
Yeah, he was like in the middle of 4 people.
Spatial migration gonna find the target. Godyank in trouble. Will be able to survive though. Good that he does, because that could have been deadly. Turtle now spawning here. Both teams want to contest for it.
But 2 ultimates down, technically from both these teams, 3 actually from the side of Keep Best Gaming. That's a good point, Yasu, the sandwich, right? The pinch maneuver that Keep Best Gaming can do if IMPERIO are not careful. If you look at the compositions, actually they're fighting the top side.
What is that?
Well, this could be troublesome. Marquino gonna fall. Turtle secured by Simba. KBG looking to punish where they can here. And right now, just trying to hold down the top lane.
They are going to hold down to that top lane, but I think they are just buying some time until the Lord is up. But until the Lord is up, KBG are now a little bit, let's say, in control. They are ahead in gold and they are ahead in terms of, like, they are so much different than last game.
Okay, KBG trying to get here to help Simba out. They're going to find the kick from Steffe. Can they get the kill right now? Trying to find the shot. Tides goes in with the conceal. Looks for the onward. Gets the flip, and Yer will go down. KBG fighting for it.
A 1-for-0 for Keep Best Gaming. There's way too much damage, dude. whoever doesn't get jumped on, they have to deal with getting hit by the other guy. If they go on God Yang, Tides can do a lot of damage to the Primal Wrath, and vice versa. On top of that, Simba and CU as well. The issue right here is that there's a lot of utility that's on short cooldown for Key Best Gaming. So IMPERIO Esports, their damage, their burst, their crowd control, everything are very long cooldowns, right? The penalty zone, the Astrosphere as well. So they can't really go for a prolonged team fight. They're the ones that have to go for a decisive all-in that just pays off a bit too late in these big fights.
Yeah, but how much did KBG change when they went to that break? I think that this KBG is not the same KBG at the first game. They know now what they are doing, and they are executing it really beautifully.
Oh,
what was
Steffi
that?
gonna have a misstep. Wasn't able to find the connection he was looking for, and now KBG looking to possibly punish. They're gonna force Aurora back. Tides not gonna find it either. Penalty zone, but he flickers out. Good response there. Steffi in trouble. God Yang is on the board again. Gets the kill here, all before the Lord comes up.
See, with the Petrify, they're making the plays happen. Won't have it for the next team fight, but hey, it doesn't even matter. KBG just keep going in.
Marquino going to keep them at bay. They still hold on to the turret for now, but now that the Lord's up, you can already see as well. Aurora staying there. Tide's going to go ahead and use the Primal Wrath. They get the turret. That's what they wanted. Can they get the Lord here?
I think that's a really hard question because everyone is alive from the side of Team IMPERIO. They can contest for that Lord, and the 3K goal difference isn't that scary for Team IMPERIO, especially because we are not like in early stages. We're not around the mid game. So IMPERIO team, they do have the opportunity, but they just need to have that perfect execution.
That's the big problem right here for both teams, right? Key Best Gaming can really stay on the Lord, and there's no real way of them to actually catch someone reliably. Maybe an onward from Tides. For IMPERIO, they have the bigger team fight utility, but if they miss it, it's going to be a lot more punishing for them.
Yeah, I think that Sho needs to take someone out of Team KBG before anything started. We need, or like Team IMPERIO needs an outplay to start that team fight. Would you agree, Naisu?
Yeah, one of the only things that, I mean, could turn this fight around for IMPERIO's favor is if Ur is able to get the airtime he needs with the crossbow of Tang, right? For the most part, he hasn't been able to shine just yet, and it's been God Yang's turn this time, this game, to shine here. But as the game goes longer, it might get a little bit harder for IMPERIO to find those setups they're looking for unless KBG, we've seen both teams actually have some missteps.
Conceal.
So it's going to come down to that. Again, Conceal. Steffi going to be the target. They're going to be forcing him back. Look at that Bastion now forced back as well. Heart Guard already used on God Yang, and that's the call they wanted. They want to go for the Lord now. A response with Conceal. There's the penalty zone. He's going to find multiple members. There's the knockup as well. Still going for it. You're trying to get the crossbow Tang off. Can he get it? He's stuck on the wall. Can't go. Aurora going to be in trouble now. Tides gets the kill he was looking for, and that's the Lord as well for Simba. And forcing Ur back. God Yang gets another kill. IMPERIO is in shambles.
KBG have just said, we are here, and they have just put their first footstep, and they might just take it right now.
3 members down, 5 seconds till Marquinhos is even on the board. They're going for more. They can try and pick up Ur and Fashion if they're not too careful here.
Oh, wait, what is that?
Oh, Ur, he does get the crossbow Tang off, but it's all on Tides. Tides gonna be just fine. And they back off, they call it off. Lord still making its way on the top side.
Wow, they went for aggressive play right there, even though the Lord was coming. I feel like they could have really played that a bit better, managed the waves maybe back a bit. But with the Lord taken out, it won't be relevant to the base take. But the empowered waves in the bottom side in particular is something that Key Best Gaming can still use. We've seen again now that you can give the carry, if you can give the carry the space, if you can give God Yang the space to maneuver and do damage, he goes in, man. He is aggressive in this game, knowing that everyone else is buying him space, is healing him, peeling all the opponents away from him. Now it's in IMPERIO's... the question is IMPERIO, what can they do to really shut down the carry? 3-0 and 2 with a Purify as well.
Well, as you said, they fully commit to it. So KBG so far have been showing off. I don't know if this game went to a game 3, how better can KBG get? in terms of like one break made them look like monsters. So IMPERIO team right now, they need to catch up that momentum. They need to catch up with Team KBG, but I think it's really hard.
Oh, Stefe.
Oh,
Not sure if you want to commit to that, but he gets the Dragon Form out. So that is there. Still has the Immortality, though. And before the next big objective, he should be fine.
But he showed up that skin.
He did.
he did.
Looks good.
But he also used the Petrify, by the way, so the backline of IMPERIO are not going to be as vulnerable, but now look at Stefe trying to make something happen here, threatening with the Jeet Kune Dos.
Oh.
And one of these times, man, that Jeet Kune Do is going to be followed up with a flicker, and you won't be ready for it. For Keep Best Gaming, though, the fact that their frontliners have Athena shields means that Fashien's damage on this Navaria is so limited.
Oh, they're actually just going to fight it out here. A good spatial migration with the Requiem. Penalties on to
Aurora.
follow. Who's going to go down first? Tide's going to be in trouble. Hard guard there. Primal Wrath comes through, but it's not enough. Now LMU all left alone. The rest of the team cut off, and they have to retreat. But IMPERIO wants to continue to punish. They're going to chase down CU. He has a Dragon Form available, and that's the disengage from KBG.
He did get out of there. He did execute it perfectly. Team IMPERIO just needed 1 foot step into like behind the red line that they have June so far. Team IMPERIO have used the best out of it.
No Black Dragon Form, no Petrify. They took that moment to get in aggressively, and now without Lumu available, he can join with the hard guard, but he might not get the chance to penalty zone.
Still gonna go on Marquino, gonna take the
The
brother
Lord.
damage. Aurora gets the Lord, but can they get out of the fight here? Aurora gonna jump in with the spatial migration. Hard guard there as well. Yours in trouble. God Yang gets a kill.
Aurora.
Now they're chasing Aurora. He tries with the Violent Requiem, but it's not enough as it's a double for God Yang.
It's a constant back and forth right now, and God Yang, I feel like it's a bit dangerous, man. The game is really on his shoulders, and if he's able to just go in and be aggressive, have the space, then he can carry the game. But otherwise, you saw that in the previous fight, he was going a bit slower there. So I think everything needs to be available for Keep Best Gaming if they want to try and win this out.
But can they take an inhibitor turret even though they lost the... Oh, they already answered me. They did take an inhibitor turret even after losing the Lord. That's why I'm sometimes saying, because this will be my first time saying it in English, sometimes the team fight around the Lord is much more important than the Lord itself.
Definitely, man. It's not only about the Lord, it's about the Death Timers too. At 15 minutes, we're getting to the late game where any mistake can be quite fatal. So for both teams, there's a risk involved, but considering that you have a carry on the side of Keep Best Gaming, I feel like their late game prowess is pretty good if they can avoid letting Godyan get hit by a lot of damage. Fashion there is flickering out, knowing that he is one of the most vulnerable members or players in the game right here. If you take a look at the item though, the Angela does go for full utility with the Flask of the Oasis and the Necklace of Durance with the fleeting time as well, going for that snowball style. For Godyan, already with the Wind of Nature, he can even go for a duel against the 1-1-1v1, and he would most likely come out on top right here. So it's gonna take a full team effort for them to come out on top, but at this point, most of the items of Keep Best Gaming is completed, so...
Aurora gonna jump in, spatial migration. It's Simba though, he's quite tanky. Rest of the team gonna respond right there. Marquino gonna be in trouble, he's knocked up.
Carry.
It's too much damage from Godyang as Marquino falls. And they find one, KBG. What else can they find here on the map?
So far, the carry is untouchable, unreachable, and that indicates that Team KBG team are like their formation, their macro has tremendously advanced.
I feel for IMPERIO, they just have to go for non-team fights, right? Pickups maybe, but it got cancelled.
Aurora gonna jump in again. Will be fine, also has the immortality available. Trying to keep it together. Requiem gonna come out. Still gonna want to fight. Hard guard Simba. Yor gets the crossbow tang off. Looking for more. He finds Tides. And they get a member down from KBG all again before the Lord comes up.
They have depended so much on that carry, and I just might think that he is up to that responsibility.
Man, now with the Lord up though, with Tides just gone for another 20 seconds, this is IMPERIO Esports' big chance, and they have the tools available. They have a Cho, they have a Terizla who has the Flicker penalty zone combo available. So KBG, they gotta be very, very careful here in how they want to approach this.
Yeah, they want to go in and they want to take that Lord, at least contest it.
They're going to go for it once again. The jump into you. That's the penalty zone as well. They forget the Lord for now.
Ooh,
They're trying to
Gadyang.
find a kill. Steffi on the run. Gadyang there. Unleashing the damage. Lord going to go ahead and reset now. IMPERIO hesitating if they should continue on. Steffi quite low. They have to let KBG start up the Lord here as they do. Simba respects the damage from Yer.
Oh,
Can they secure it? Tides not going to find the mark.
Oh,
Aurora, though, going to jump in, find two, still going for it. Takes quite a bit of damage with the crossbow of Tang. With the penalty zone, it's Yer. He's massive. Finds a huge shutdown. And that is a complete devastation of KBG. The wipeout for IMPERIO as they run it down mid. And this could be the end of the game. The timers are too long. IMPERIO clears the base, clears the minions, and their eyes are set on a sweep against KBG in our second match of the day.
They clear the way, they clear the minions, and they sweep this off.
the first sweep of the M5 Wildcard Series. IMPERIO Esports with a very, very impressive comeback. We thought the late game was a done deal for KBG, but IMPERIO says no.
Yeah, they have said it like right loud, and they have shown so much confidence before even the game starts, and we have seen their faces even before anything starts. It is ours. We're gonna make the first sweep, and we are gonna take it back home. So KBG, better luck next time.
Hey, like you said, Yasu, the improvement they made from game one to what we saw here in game two speaks for itself.
Yes, tremendous.
It's their first match of the wild card. Hopefully they're able to learn from this, recalibrate, and then when we see them play again in the days ahead of us, there's even that much more improvement. Who knows what can happen here, but this game, for the majority of it, was KBG's. It's just IMPERIO, man. The way that they punish mistakes that speaks for itself as well. So again, this was a match that was very back and forth. It was a lot of action, and I love to see it for the wild card for day one.
It's what we've been expecting, man. We saw the crazy picks, the crazy playstyles as well, man. Game number 2, that was a back and forth endeavor, dude. Like, both teams were having momentum, and somehow, some way, the other team was just able to find that specific moment. And towards the late game, maybe that's why that shows again the experience difference, because KBG, it seems like they have a lot of basics mastered already. The laning, the roaming, the vision and map control. They show that they have it all. But at the end of the day, the experience in that late game, that doesn't lie. And you can see that IMPERIO, they use it to its full advantage, but that's only for now. With more games under the belt of KBG, that's gonna be even harder and harder to do as time goes on.
IMPERIO should embrace that feeling right now. They should embrace that win, that first sweep of the, let's say, the M5 Wildcard Championship. It's the first day and it's the first sweep, and they should take pride out of it. Look at the team, look how happy they are, and they do, and they should be so happy because they deserved it.
Again, MVP for this game could have gone to anyone, but it's going to go to Yer. As you saw, that end, that crossbow of Tang, he was looking for that, the perfect one for the entirety of the game, and that last one that he had was what everything he put into that game, that's what it was about, right? He was able to get the airtime he needed, he found all the right marks that he needed, and it was just, again, amazing MVP performance here from the team, but also from Yer.
Even before that, when they were defending the initial push with the Lord, from KBG, he was able to find a crossbow of Tank there as well, securing a kill. So he's showing that he has good laning, he has good awareness in how he's supposed to play, because even in game number 1, you can see that he knows exactly when there is a window of opportunity to do damage, when he needs to back away. But soon we'll take a look at some of the highlights of this game. We can break down a bit more about maybe what were IMPERIO able to do, because the highlights are going to be predominantly KBG going in with the the second chances that they have on their team, man. The Primal Wrath, the Hard Guard, there's a lot of ways they can really get ahead, but that's pre-level 4. initially it was IMPERIO who were able to try and get some value, but afterwards they really fall to this combo, man. The Boxer Angela is just so strong, and along with the Edith, that means there's a lot of damage output that KBG can really do to try and punish them in the longer engagement. And with the winning lanes, it seems that KBG were able to really get full control, but afterwards, they really were unable to punish, especially in the mid game, right? We're seeing a lot of the problems really spread from the mid game towards that late game right here, when they just don't really know how far they can push the advantage.
Yeah, and it just took one tiny mistake to end it all. So all the teams should be so careful when they come against, or like when they play up against Team IMPERIO.
For sure, they were behind, but they just kept looking for opportunities, man. And even when they were gold deficient, when they were EXP deficient, at some point you still feel like, hey, Steffi can still make a play happen. You're still relevant in the game. And this is that big moment right here. You can quite a misplay from the side of KBG as well, but Crossbow of Tang out of nowhere.
Yep.
So you can really see the mastery of this hero. And here we can see the power of the Guinevere, right? The spammable spatial migration. We were looking for it. Yasu, you were talking about how, where was it? You know, it should be a bit more relevant,
Indeed.
a bit more strong.
Did he answer
here.
your question, Yasu?
Well,
you asked about
my
Aurora?
questions have been answered.
All the answers available from IMPERIO right there, but looking again.
This is the moment. Is it? This is the moment where everything flipped, right?
Not yet.
It flipped for KBG
yeah.
right here because the fight was drawn out for so long and they had no ultimates.
All
It's a
right.
fact right here that IMPERIO is a lot more ultimate dependent in their team fight game. But right here, you can see that when they're spread apart, when they can't really go in together, that's where it gets difficult. And that's a massive pickup attempt there from the Guinevere, but it just wasn't enough. They have to wait for the Lord fight where KBG is flustered. They'll land the knock-up, and the Crossbow of Tang was so perfect right here. I want to see the items as well, though, because I feel like this could have been avoided. But for IMPERIO, finding that moment is definitely, you know, such a great play from them.
And the impressive thing here, too, was the fact that, you know, it flipped in a switch. And if you look back at this, KBG, for example, we talked about this in the game as well. They could have timed things better, right? When they had the Lord, they could have waited a little bit, not taking the risk of getting caught out, and then waited for that Lord to push in with the rest of the waves, right? So that is something that they definitely can learn about. But again, looking at the breakdown here for the game, Arashi, how does it look?
It looks very even though initially it was one-sided from KBG. So comebacks after comebacks we're seeing in this game. But like you said, man, I really feel like things really could have been different. If you look at the items, though, you can see that the Wind of Nature is built in for God Yang, but for everyone else, there's no respect items that can really shut down the 1-1 and the Crossbow of Tang. A Wind of Nature or a Winter Truncheon could really just stop the whole thing in its tracks, but that is not what they have prepared.
Yeah, but 1-0-12. This is a really remarkable KDA in such games. So he participated in 100% of the kills, and he was like playing away from the team that no one could ever reach him.
Well, his issue is also that there's a lot of Athena shields built up initially. Some are switched out for Radiant Armors, I believe, for KBG. And that really nullified the Novaria damage. But the utility is where he still shines, man. The Astral Echo at the right moment, the Astral Sphere as well. It's poke damage, but it's also vision. It's also slows that allows IMPERIO to really catch up once they know that KBG, they're out of resources, out of damage, out of, you know, ultimates and spells to throw at them.
Yeah, and look, 100% team fight participation. He was playing with the strength. Even though like Angela is the one who's supposed like to have the strength and the puppet, I think that this was Fishin's job at Team IMPERIO. He was just like playing from really far and yet dealing the sufficient amount of damage to make Team